The switch that cannot be flipped, from modern autonomy to traditional covenant. Hello, I am Dr. K. Paul Stoller, noting that a quiet schism now divides the feminine soul. On one side stands the traditional woman, archetype of hearth, cradle, and lineage, who orders her life around the gravitational pull of family. Home is her cosmos, children her North Star, marriage her covenant. Her fulfillment is not subtracted from duty, but forged within it. On the other stands the modern woman, sovereign of her 20s, curator of experiences, architect of a self that precedes all else. Career is ascent, travel is curriculum, desire is directive. Children, if they come, must arrive on her timeline. Marriage, if it endures, must accommodate her sovereignty. Loyalty is provisional, contingent on continued alignment with her evolving needs. This is not mere temperament, it is a paradigm collision. The traditional path demands precedence, family over ego, legacy over liberty, sacrifice as the price of permanence. The modern path inverts the hierarchy, self-actualization first, relationships as accessories that enhance or are discarded. The fracture is not private. It reverberates through demography, psychology, and the tensile strength of society itself. Consider the data as prophecy. In 1970, the median age of first marriage for American women was 20.8. By 2023, it had climbed to 28.4. The fertility rate has fallen from 3.7 children per woman in 1960 to 1.6 today, below replacement. 1 in 3 children now lives apart from their biological father. Divorce initiates are 69% female. Among college-educated women, that figure approaches 90%. These are not random perturbations. They are the measurable echoes of a culture that taught women they could defer commitment without cost, pursue autonomy without consequence, and when the biological clock finally tolls, flip a switch from cosmopolitan hedonism to domestic devotion. That switch does not exist. The habits of a decade cannot be unlearned in a season. The heart that has feasted on optionality grows restless within monogamy's garden. The body that has postponed maternity discovers diminished reserves. Egg quality declines steeply after 35. Miscarriage rates double. IVF success halves. The man who might have courted her at 22 has, by 32, either committed elsewhere or recalibrated his expectations downward. The modern woman arrives at the altar not as a fresh covenant, but as a negotiated settlement, her leverage eroded by time and the quiet arithmetic of desirability. This is the cornerstone of societal erosion. The family is the smallest unit of coherence, and when it is treated as modular, disassembled and reassembled at will, the larger edifice trembles. Children raised in instability inherit attentional fractures, trust deficits, and a 50% higher risk of depression. Boys without fathers are twice as likely to incarcerate girls to conceive in adolescence. The state becomes surrogate parent, taxpayer becomes involuntary patriarch, and the social contract frays into a ledger of resentments. The deeper conundrum is anthropological. The modern woman believes she can inhabit 2 incompatible anthropologies sequentially, the libertine in her prime, the traditionalist in her decline. But character is not a costume. The discipline required to nurture infants cannot be summoned after a decade of prioritizing boardrooms and bodegas. The emotional muscle memory of self-sacrifice atrophies when every impulse has been indulged. The man who seeks a wife seeks not a reformed adventurer, but a co-author of permanence. He detects the scent of contingency and walks away. Where is this headed? Absent correction, the trajectory is bifurcation. A minority, perhaps 20%, will opt out of the experiment early, marrying young within subcultures that still valorize covenant. The majority will cycle through serial monogamy, cohabitation, and solitary prosperity, birthing fewer children later or not at all. The fertility gap will widen between the committed and the uncommitted, the religious and the secular, until demographic divergence becomes civilizational divergence. Economies will contract under the weight of an inverted pyramid. Innovation will stall as the risk-taking cohort shrinks. The psychopathic fringe, unencumbered by empathy or paternity, will inherit disproportionate influence in a society of atomized adults. The antidote is not shame, but sequence. Teach girls that freedom is not the absence of obligation, but the power to choose obligations wisely. Restore the cultural prestige of the intact family, not as oppression, but as the ultimate act of creative defiance against entropy. Incentivize early marriage with tax policy, housing priority, and social honor. Train mentors to guide the transition from autonomy to interdependence, not as diminishment, but as ascension. The switch cannot be flipped, but the path can be chosen before the crossroads calcify. The traditional woman is not a relic, she is a vanguard. In her quiet devotion lies the only revolution that endures, the daily, unglamorous decision to place the future ahead of the self. Until that decision is celebrated rather than caricatured, the modern experiment will continue to devour its own promise, one delayed child, one fractured home, one lonely evening at a time.